Ladies, listen up. Feminism is not about equality anymore. It's about tearing down men and stripping women of their true power. The original idea of feminism was about giving women equal rights, the ability to vote, work, and have a voice. But somewhere along the way, it turned toxic. Modern feminism today tells women to hate men, reject families, and act like the very thing they claim to be fighting against. And here's the truth. Feminism didn't make women stronger. It made them miserable. It convinced women that being feminine is weak, that being nurturing, loving, and wanting a husband and kids somehow makes you less. That is not strength. That is pure confusion. Femininity is powerful. A feminine woman knows how to elevate her man, create peace in her home, and stand firm in her values without trying to be a man. Feminism breeds resentment. Femininity creates harmony, and that's the difference that nobody wants to admit. Ladies, you do not gain power by competing with the guys. You gain power by being fully feminine and letting men lead where they are meant to lead. Feminism destroyed that truth. Femininity restores it. And if that offends you, maybe that's the wake-up call that you need.
The mask is finally slipping, and hey, I'm all for equal rights. But when the push for rights turns into a full-scale attack on the nuclear family, that's where we draw the line. They traded peace and sanity for a corporate badge, and now they're miserable. I can't say I'm not enjoying it, but I do pity some of the women who are now forced to walk the path of endless burnout because they got brainwashed.
Excuse me if I don't make any sense for a moment. I'm trying to get into the mind of a feminist, okay? So they want equal rights, right? So whatever that means to them, probably abortion, right? Bodily autonomy. But that doesn't mean equal rights for men, because men still have to sign up for the draft, get circumcised without their bodily autonomy permission. They don't get to hit a woman back if the bitch slaps him. And they have to work in society. For society to work, men have to work, not women. So how in the world does feminism still make sense to this day? Once women achieved the right to vote and have their own bank account, I think that's where it could have fucking stopped. Because what the fuck are you even fighting for anymore? Because it's not equality, it's superiority, it's narcissism, it's vanity, it's nonsense is what it is, it's nonsense.
Some women left mean comments calling her uneducated for not knowing what feminism is fighting for in the modern era. Of course, they took it personally. They got called out for being narcissists. What makes it funny though is that they took the time to call her out, but didn't include any of the modern ideologies they want us to accept. It's like saying someone is wrong without explaining why they're wrong. Classic.
Here's a fun feminist fact that is really inconvenient for the radical feminist narrative. Simone de Beauvoir said, "No woman should be authorized to stay home and raise her children. Women should not even have that choice, because if there is a choice, too many women will make that one." So she's literally saying we should not even give women the choice to stay home because we want them in the workforce. And tell me who's pro-woman again?
Unfortunately, the architects of this movement, who women see as their saviors, never cared about choices. It's always been and always will be about control. Forcing women out of the home wasn't just about liberation, it's about destroying the family structure from the inside out.
You know what sucks? Feeling like you'd been lied to your whole life. So I'm now 29, and up until probably last year, I went on the side of being feminist, thinking that a woman don't need no man. And what is it that everyone says now? Adding to the declining population. Even though my whole life I've always wanted to be a mother and have kids, but instead I was sold a lie, did what everyone else was doing, and I partied and I drank and I had casual sex. Now I'm 29 and I really thought when I was a kid, 4 years old, and you're like, when I grow up, I just wanted to be a mum. I'm not saying I can't still do that. I am going to. This whole feminist dream that we got sold, that you should just F around and find out, that you should just sleep around, that you should just party every night, have fun in your 20s, figure it out later. Well, now it's later, and really wish I had kids by now. The whole time I wanted them, but it wasn't normal. It's not a normal thing to do.
Fathers end up disappointed in their own daughters, but tend to not speak. They shove those feelings down when they see their princess had 6 boyfriends in 1 year. He raised her to be the best version of herself, but society pressured her to look in the other direction. Women chase temporary validation from strangers, getting their backs blown out by a random guy they match with on a dating app, because feminism said it was okay. When the music finally stops and the wall hits hard, the reality of an empty house hits them like a freight train.
I was told that if you wanted kids and to be a stay-at-home mum or a stay-at-home wife, that's not good enough, that's not progressive enough. You need to be a boss bitch. And I was, and I kind of still am. I've had multiple businesses. I always have enough money in the bank. I've flown business class multiple times to here, there, everywhere. Does any of that matter now? No. You know what makes you rich? Family, kids. And I'm sure this happens to a lot of women my age who have gone down the same path of being a boss bitch, traveling everywhere, meeting all these people. That's all well and good. I had fun a lot of the time, but a lot of the time I didn't, because I felt like I was going against my natural way, why I'm actually here, and forcing myself to do things I didn't want to do because society told me that that was normal. Society has convinced us that it's normal for women to go out binge drinking and having casual sex, rather than finding the one, waiting for them, getting married and having kids. We've been convinced that that's the wrong way.
Corporate loyalty is a cold blanket at night. You're out earning a good percentage of men, but then what? Will the money in your bank account be with you in your death and when you get buried in the ground?
How have people still not realize that feminism is a sham? It's a scam. I'm telling you, it is a robbery. It's robbery of womanhood. Because my thing is like, everything they push for is opposite of what actually truly makes women happy and fulfilled. And I'm just like, how are people not seeing that? It's sad because people don't realize it until later on in their 40s, 50s, when they're single, they have no children, no family, and they were taught and pushed that in their 20s they should be going out, they should be meeting as many partners as they can, experiencing life, enjoying and doing all of that. But then it's like, it becomes harder to have children. It becomes harder to settle down and get married. I'm not saying that it's impossible and no one can't, but it's true, like in your 20s, it's easier to meet somebody and to start settling down and getting married. Like as you get older, those things get harder. But it's like we're pushed to pursue career and selfish desires in our 20s. And then as we get older and mature, it's like that's when we should start thinking about that.
The lies catch up eventually, but too late for most. They burn their best years serving a corporation that'll replace them in a day, then wonder why the dating pool's empty at 40. You can't hit pause on reality while you play around.
Feminism sold us the biggest scam of our generation. They told us we were empowered, but what did we actually get? Burnout, debt, stress, a double life where we work like men and still carry the entire home on our backs. And here's the truth nobody's talking about. Feminism didn't set women free. It trapped us in a masculine system that we were never designed for. They told us to compete with men, to lead like men, to talk, think, act like men, and now we're exhausted, we're disconnected, resentful, and wondering why nothing feels right. We don't need more feminism. We need to reclaim the femininity that was stolen from us, because that's where a woman's real power has always been. In softness, in harmony, emotional intelligence, intuition, influence, not in becoming a copy of the men we were created to complement. If you want to break free from this conditioning and learn how to step back into your feminine design, the design that brings peace, love, protection, and real freedom, that's exactly what I teach inside the Feminine Reset. Click the link in my bio for access.
A few clips in and we're seeing the same pattern. Women are also done with feminism. Women are done abandoning their natural strengths to play in our arena. The question is, will men still offer a helping hand? I think not.
Hello, my name is Joy, and I woke up choosing violence this morning because I would like to debunk and explain why feminism is a crock of shit. I can already see the comments of me getting called a pick-me girl for this, so let's just get into it. Number 1, hookup culture getting disguised as empowerment. The sexual liberation of random hookup culture completely goes against female biology because of how we emotionally bond through oxytocin. Hooking up with random people is not empowerment, it's disgusting. And the fact that feminism tells women that they will be liberated after that is an absolute lie. You're not going to feel liberated. You're going to feel like a slut. And that just leads to the spiral culture of I need more, I need to feel sexy, I don't feel wanted or desired, so I'm gonna go get it because I can, because I'm a boss-ass bitch. It's a lie. It's a complete, utter lie. Number 2, putting a career over having a family. The narrative that traditional roles are oppressive. Like, show me where they're oppressive. Other than maybe the Amish and the people in Utah. What are they called again? Mormons, that's what it is. You can climb the corporate ladder all you want. But true long-term satisfaction in your life comes from strong relationships where people actually care and love you for who you are, having a sense of community, and raising a family. This pressure that women have to have it all and be that boss woman in the corporate world, it leaves them burned out, okay? Those are the chicks that are walking around 45 that are fat and overweight with their hormones out of whack that look like they are just stressed beyond belief because they've been chasing a lie someone told them would make them feel fulfilled, and it just doesn't.
Hookup culture was sold as empowerment, but it's just self-destruction with good PR. Chasing a corporate ladder while treating your body like a free sample leaves you burnt out and miserable by 35.
Number 3. Feminism frames men as opponents, not partners. There are 100% bad dudes out there. I mean, like really bad dudes that exert their power and force to get what they want. They're tyrannous. Yes, absolutely. Those guys do exist. But attacking men in general, telling them that their masculinity is inherently toxic, is the most messed up thing on the planet. Men and women are different. Our bodies are different. Our hormones are different. Our brains are different. We are just different. We can be equal, but we can acknowledge our differences and understand that the yin and yang between the sexes is not the problem. It's a good thing. Lord knows we do not need more feminine men. We need more true, strong, masculine, healthy men in society. We could fix a lot of things if that happened. And that ideology that we're in competition with men and not that we complement each other will make your relationships suffer. Feminist women that try to get in relationships with men and have that ideology programmed in their mind carry it into that relationship, and it screws things up.
Treating your partner like an enemy combatant is exactly why modern marriages are failing. Men want a teammate, not a rival. When every conversation is a power struggle, the guy simply walks away.
And number 4, last but not least, the promise of total independence. Telling women that they need total independence to feel happiness is just going to lead to pure isolation. And listen, I'm a strong, independent woman, okay? I love just being able to do things on my own and figure it out and problem solve and all those things, but I still ask for help. A lot, because I need it and I acknowledge it, and I go to my community and I go to other people and males in my life that I'm like, hey, can you help me with this? That does not make me weak. That does not make me less because I ask for help, because I understand that I need it. What's being marketed as freedom to women is just complete disconnection. And I think it's honestly really heartbreaking that so many women are falling for this narrative as if this is the answer that they need or that's going to make them happy. You can be a strong, independent woman without falling for this narrative feministic bullshit. And if you've been really hurt by a guy before, honey, I get it. I understand how this is so attractive, this ideology that this is going to be what frees you and you don't need a guy because screw him. I get it. Trust me. But just because you dated a jerk does not mean you need to go on the rest of your life living through an ideology that will inherently hurt you in the long term. There are good men out there. I promise you. That's all I got to say about that. I was kind of feeling feisty this morning, so yeah.
The hyper-independent routine's a straight path to a very lonely life. Pushing everyone away isn't strength. It's just a trauma response dressed up as a personality trait.
Want to know something wild? Women traded family for a 9-to-5 and then they called it liberation. Just think about it for a second. Our grandmothers prayed for husbands so that they could work hard, raise kids, and build a strong home. That was the dream. Security, love, and purpose. Then feminism came along. Told women that being a wife and being a mother is oppressive. So what did we do? We left the home to work for men that don't love us at companies that will replace us the second we get burnt out. That's not freedom, that is slavery in heels. Feminism convinced women that family is a cage and working for a corporate job is empowerment. Tell me this, why do so many women hit 30, are alone, exhausted, and wondering why they feel so empty? It's because you can't outsmart God's design. No promotion will ever replace a husband that loves you and children who adore you. So no, I'm not anti-woman, I'm pro-woman, and pro-woman enough to tell you the truth. Real freedom isn't in a cubicle or a nurse's station. It's in building a legacy. So go forth and multiply.
Slavery in heels is the perfect description. They traded the kingdom of their own home to be a nameless employee in a cubicle. A corporation won't hold your hand on your deathbed.
I'm not gonna lie, don't tell the feminists, but I would rather stay home and cook and clean. I would rather do it. When I tell you I love to cook and clean, just don't tell the feminists. I love to do it, and I love to do it for a man. I do. However, not outside of marriage. Absolutely not. That sounds like hell. But just to see the look on a man's face when you cook him a meal that is so good, you could just tell he's proud. There's just something, I don't know, there's something within me as a woman. Maybe it's almost turning 25 that got me thinking, like, this cooking and cleaning thing isn't bad. Like, I just don't understand why women wanted to work. What was the point? Like, there is nothing satisfying about working. A man that takes care of you, a man that provides for you, you don't have to worry about anything, no bills. I will cook and clean all day. Like, what is the complaint? I'm making some fire food tonight. I'm going to serve it, and I'm just enjoying it. Yes, I'm crying over some onions, but is this what we fought for as women? I don't know. I'd rather cry over some onions than cry about a job, that's for sure.
A partner who actually finds pride in taking care of her man's a rare commodity today. When she brings peace instead of chaos, a man will bend over backward to provide the world for her.